Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the 10-Minute Wellness Podcast. It is Brian Wilkerson, your host, and I am going to put a timer on and I'm going to time myself because guess what? I want to keep this to 10 minutes. Why? Because I want to honor that and I want this to be your 10-minute wellness for today. Okay. So I'm excited to continue on talking to you about really how you can create 10-minute wellness habits for yourself by creating a unique blueprint. I talked about this last week, and I even talked about this when the podcast was called something else, Mommy Me Time. It's just, I think it's a powerful thing for us when we can sit down and create a plan, knowing that the plan will change, but knowing that the plan gives us guidance, gives us like some way to where to go. I was just talking with a mom about this, just the idea that, often we don't, when we do have those 10 minutes for ourselves, we don't want to have to think a little bit too much. Otherwise, we're going to think too much, and that took the 10 minutes, right? We want to be able to, all right, I have 10 minutes to do some strength training. This is exactly what I'm going to do. I don't need any equipment for it. I'm going. I know exactly what I'm going to do. And that is the importance of a plan, is to know exactly what you're going to do when you have those 10 minutes that you block out on your calendar. Or because sometimes my 10 minutes, it just changes throughout the day, right? And so when that 10 minutes is, but maybe for you, but I can kind of do that. I kind of base my thing off of my kids and their schedule because I'm home with my kids, but maybe you're not. And so you do need to have a set 10-minute time. Well, this is what you want to know what you're going to do in those time and what areas you're going to work on this month, what areas you're going to work on next month. That is why you need your unique blueprint. And as we come up on the fall, which is two of the busiest, like we're about to enter the busiest months of the year with fun stuff, but can be stressful stuff. How many times has your own health taken a back burner, right? So we want to avoid that by practicing this 10-minute wellness from now. Okay. And I'm starting to apply this 10-minute idea in every area of my life. I do it a lot with my wellness. I'm doing it with my business. Like I got 10 minutes to record a podcast. I got 10 minutes to check in with people. I got 10 minutes to do a post. I got 10 minutes. I got 10 minutes. I got 10 minutes. That's all I have. And it's more than enough. Obviously, in so many ways, I would like to do more than that, right? I run a nail and beauty online business with two, and then I have my coaching, and then I do so many other things. I do stuff with my kids in school, and but I got 10-minute slots is basically how I run my life now, and it's working, right? And so I wanted to come today to talk to you about one of the areas we talk about in this blueprint challenge I'm doing that you can access at any time. It is a self-study, kind of self-paced challenge that I have videos, short videos for, but I'm doing it live this month to create more accountability, really accountability. That's what I'm trying to do is create accountability where I'm doing live Q&A sessions that you can watch or the replay. The most engaged person wins a 60-minute coaching session with me. Um, and then each person who signs up for the blueprint gets a 10-minute free breakthrough call, all for only $7. And the $7 just comes from, it's just really a number I chose for you to say, yes, I'm going to invest money in myself because I actually think that's a habit that we need to do. Invest money in our things that are going to keep us healthy and well and make us feel healthy and energized, right? And for the cup of coffee for the whole month, you get tons of coaching and accountability, right? Because I think most of us know what we need. And as a coach, I hold my clients accountable as well as just guide them into simplifying things, right? And so when it comes to nutrition, there is so much out there that you can do. There are so many diets, there are so many elimination protocols, there's so many things you can add in, take out, you can tweak, you can do this. And I think so many of us are searching for the perfect diet. It doesn't exist. Um, because there's no one thing that's going to suit you best for your whole entire life or suit any other particular person. There are things that there are in certain seasons that work best, principles. And I like to live my life by principles in my homeschooling, in my walk with God, in my business. Like, what are the principles that I want to guide me, that how I do things? So, like, we're so caught up in a system or a method, a way of doing things. We just, even when it comes to schooling, I've been studying a lot about learning, and it's just like, what sort of method do you follow? I'm like, yeah, this is the rough one I follow ish, but I more so take principles because my heart aligns with those principles and values. And so I lead my coaching very much through principles and values, right? And so, what are the principles and values that I want you to take away when you think about your nutrition? I mentioned some in the blueprint challenge. I mentioned four. And I think I'm mentioning three different ones here, right? But the first thing is I was just, in the post that I made talking about my today about my sister and accountability and how she asked me, "Do you have you drank water?" All that. Like, and I'm like, "Yeah, oh man, I fed my kids. I gave them tons of water. Did I drink water?" I just said the first thing I'm trying to do is sit down and eat. Like versus sometimes I have to stand because I'm holding my son and he's like sleeping in the carrier, but sometimes I'm like just sitting down to eat with my family and my kids, make sure I eat. Filling up my water bottle when they fill theirs up, make sure I drink water, right? That sort of thing. Like habits stack. Like stop trying to do something completely new and just add it to what you're already doing. If you're already doing stuff for your kid, if you're already feeding your kids, feed yourself, right? And even if someone needs to get something, just be like, "Mommy's eating." I love my husband. Like he'll put the kids. Sometimes he waits to eat. He's like, "I want complete peace and quiet." I'm like, "Well, you can wait to eat. I can't wait to eat that long in the night." And he's like, the kids will say, "Daddy," and he's like, "Daddy's eating." He's like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna eat my dinner." But I like to particularly during the day make sure I'm eating with my kids because they're home with me. So if you're packing your kids a lunch, pack yourself a lunch. That sort of thing. You're already doing it for one person, do it for yourself. The next thing it does has to do with water. Now, if you are the type of person that you're like into like your Yeti water bottle, your Stanley cup, like whatever, and you will drink out of a water bottle if it's with you, guiding you, fill a water bottle. I always make sure my kids' water bottles are filled and I fill mine too. Now, if you're sitting at a desk most of your day and you're like, ha, water bottles don't entice me, or you want them both move more and drink more, get a cup. And when the cup is empty and you visually see it, go ahead and fill it up and drink it right then and then fill it up again. And that way you'll be sipping. So you fill it up twice and you'll be sipping and you're also moving more rather than sitting at your chair, right? And so again, it's just these little tricks or tips that you can do to make sure you're nourished because if you're not drinking water, you are going to be dehydrated. Your body's not going to flush things out. And actually, lack of energy and cravings even come from being dehydrated. So we want to be hydrated. All right, and the last one is often when it comes to our diet. So our normal way of eating, we want to follow an intense diet, complete overhaul to what we're doing. There's a time and place for overhaul. But if you're in a busy season like me, I cannot do an overhaul, but I can do gradual, right? And so it's that gradual versus gradually taking away, gradually add in. It's this method called crowding out. You will crowd out all the other food or other foods slowly as you add in more, right? So if you really want to incorporate more veggies, find a veggie you love, girl. You love, 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 love. My kids love roasted veggies. We're like, all right, we love roasted veggies too. Batch those and have those at every lunch or at every dinner or both, whichever, and or every breakfast. And what you're doing is you're adding in a nourishing food versus telling yourself you can't have things. We're gone are the days of like you just don't need that. Don't no. Unless it's like really bothering your body, like it affects your energy, affects your hormones, affects your gut. Add in a good food, and that will slowly crowd out the others, right? So sitting down to eat, or when your kids eat, when you pack lunch for them, you do the same. So we're making sure we're eating. Carrying a water bottle or having a cup at your desk that you're constantly like, whenever it's empty, I fill it. Whenever my water bottle's empty, we fill it, right? So whenever we need a sip, it's there. Or adding in good, nourishing foods that you've been wanting or know are good for you, which will slowly crowd out the others. Now, your task from listening to this lesson or lesson, this podcast is to pick one of those. You can do all three, might be too much. Pick one of those and practice that. So whether that's 10 minutes of sitting down and eating, whether that's like you're taking 10 minutes throughout your day, kind of, to fill up your water or pay attention to your water habits, or you're taking 10 minutes to prep that one healthy food, right? And so I hope these tips give you an idea of how simple taking care of yourself can be when you get that accountability, that simplicity. And I hope you join me in this free blueprint challenge we're doing this month. Not free, sorry, it's $7. Even if you're listening to this later, you can still take part of it at the go at your own pace, but you're just getting a little bit more extra coaching support this month. So let me be your accountability buddy. Let me help you in creating your own unique health blueprint that in 10 minutes or less, that you can do things in 10 minutes or less. All right, so go check that out. Links for all of that is in below. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you on the next one.